Welcome to the Unique Show. This is your host, Unique Shabangu, and I'm here to talk about creating something beautiful. How to get ahead of everybody almost takes something special. I don't think you want to actually be part of the 1% that create phenomenal inventions. We know the Steve Jobs, we know the Wright brothers, the Thomas Edison. These are special people, and most people always want to know what does it take to become special, to be ahead of everybody, and this is a part where not a lot of people are gonna get to, but the formula of it, if you really look at it, I mean, there's so many videos where people watch it and they're like, how can I get ahead of everybody? And I'll give you a normal one. Like, I'll give you a normal one to get ahead of everybody. But if you want to be part of the 1% of people who actually do magnificent, I don't know if it's 1%, I think it's less than that. Like the Steve Jobs, you have to, the formula would be to have a contrarian idea, right? A contrarian idea is an idea that that opposes popular belief, right? And that idea, you have to be right about it. It has to be the right idea. And what are the chances that that's going to happen? And the third one would be for you to, this is from Mark Manson, actually. Mark Manson. And the third idea would be to execute that idea massively, like crazily. So the contrarian idea, for instance, would be like for Steve Jobs would be he wanted to create the personal computer that would be in every office, and people would end up using the computer in their own spaces. And well, he was right about that idea. He came up with the idea and was right about it. So those were the 2 points. He had an idea, which was to create the personal computer, and the second option was for him to be right, and it was right that the computers would be in every office, and they actually ended up being in every office. And yeah, you have to work on that idea like a crazy person, which can actually take time. It can derail your spirit because people can look down, or you almost have to isolate yourself because the idea is crazy. You'll be lucky to have people who actually follow up on what you do, right? So I think that's me trying to, in a nutshell, analyze like the 0 point something percent, less than 1%, like the special people, the Elon Musks, the Wright brothers. Like, imagine being the first person to come up with an idea that a metal thing will like fly on the sky and take you from one city to another city, one country to another country, one continent to another continent. Like, that's a crazy idea. And those guys that came up with it, they were definitely special. They were right that something like that could happen. Like, most people, like, when you create something that has never been there, you almost have to be crazy. But so for the people that want to get ahead in life, there's like simple steps. I actually I write my steps down. I know these things by head, but I'm trying to make sure that my videos, because my videos I don't want my videos to be that long. Look, I don't even know where I am right now, man. This is bad. So the best way to get ahead, for me, I've come up with a list, and this list I did my research from other videos, and one that struck with me was to create an anti-vision, right? An anti-vision is something like you are creating a vision about your life that you don't want, right? So you look at yourself like, if I don't do this specific thing, this is where I'm gonna end up, right? So so in an easy way to make it, let's say, hey, I'm getting a lot of people giving advice, because I went from being slim to, like, to being a bit meaty. It comes with growth. It comes with being comfortable, I guess. And when you can pay for McDonald's as much as you can, you start gaining a bit of weight. So people are like, yo, you're really getting fat now. You need to slim. So I mean, I don't want to be fat. I don't want to be fat. So my anti-vision would be, it's a vision that you don't want. You vision yourself being in a place where you don't want, that makes you uncomfortable, right? So I look at myself and I'm like, man, I don't want to be fat. So what is the thing for me to do? The thing for me to do would be to work on, on a diet that will be good for me, to go to the gym. Those are the things that will make me not to, be fat. But if I don't do those things, I will be fat. So anti-vision is, you seeing the vision or the result of you not doing the thing that you're supposed to do. So, which kind of makes you feel like, oh, I shouldn't be, if I don't gym, I'm going to be fat, and I don't want to be fat. So, you know what to do. The third one would be to disappear, right? When I say disappear, I'm not saying, your body must disappear. I'm saying the things that don't serve you, that are almost like distractions in your life, you need to cut them out. So it's things that you feel like don't add any sort of value in your life. So the company that you hang out with, if they don't serve you the way you want to be served, or they don't inspire you the way you want to be inspired, then there are things you can cut down. Or maybe things that are negative, you can cut down on things that you don't need in your life for your life to go a certain way. So this could be you spending time on social media. This is for me. I realize it a lot, that I spend a lot of time on social media. Even when I'm going to work, it's like, first thing I do is just like scroll on Facebook, check on YouTube. I'm always on my phone. And that distracts me so much. And that's one thing I need to disappear from, cut it out. The third one would be boring fundamentals or boring habits. I think every person, like, goals are very important in life. You need to have goals in order for your life to have a path, and to get better at things, we need to have a routine, or to do things in a certain way, that will initially push us in a different direction, right? So, that you have to look at people. What do people do that, what do majority of people do that you feel like it's holding them back? And analyze it for yourself and start to not do those things and do the things that is good for you. Sometimes you need to analyze yourself, introspect, and say, I want to go through a different path now. What is the best way for me to get to that path? Maybe it's you want to be financially independent, right? You want to be financially secure. And so what is the first thing to do? We know about, if you want to be rich and be wealthy, by having money, you need to work on, you need to know about investing and budgeting, which is like the simplest way to move you to that direction. But for most people, they might not even have a lot of money. So whether you are starting, you're a student, or it's your first job, or you're someone who's about to retire, the first thing you need to do, outside of budgeting and investing and saving, is to make sure you get another, source of income that will push you to actually be able to save and invest even more rapidly for you to get to that success. And how you get the income, could be aligned with your passions and so forth, which will push you to that level, better than everybody else. So make sure you can't relax. You can't be, if you want to get to a specific level, you almost have to be so disciplined that you you give all your time into that idea. My idea was always to have a production company. It's like I'm almost working for that production company now. It's like all the money I'm getting, is to make sure that I'm secure so that I can do this passion thing for life, and not have the freedom to just shoot movies, and hopefully get a deal. But when I negotiate with Netflix, I don't want to be in the state where I'm starving, and I'm like, oh, I hope you guys give me this deal. I just want my Chaotic Films production, which is going to be another channel that I'm going to be focusing on this year, is to have, is to not have the pressure of producing movies, but also not, being able to do what I want to do the way I'm artistically. I mean, the way I want to do it as an artist, without, having the other people tell you, no, you need to do things in a certain way. Because I've been in the industry, and I've observed how, companies work, and how they put you in a different direction. So that's the thing that I want to work on. So yeah, and the results of, like, you trying to get to a specific stage might take time, especially when we talk about, boring habits. Boring habits is like, it's like it's like when you play a video game, you only level up. It's like you're almost doing the same thing on a day-to-day basis. You are fighting monsters, and and then you go to the next level, but you're also fighting monsters until you meet the boss, right? So it's like a repetition of these things that you're doing, which in a way give you experience and skills to get better. So those are the things that are going to push you to your success, because you put specific goals in life, which you repeatedly keep on doing, which will almost become like a routine in your mind. Like, if I'm teaching myself how to budget now, and I spend like 5 years doing it, on the sixth year, it's going to be programmed in my mind. My brain will automatically do it for me without me having to work on that. So, I mean, yeah. So I think the video is probably black now. So, that's it for this video, and cheers.